still got chicken and whiskey up in the cup. Getting down to business, yeah, we bout to tear it up. Going to a higher level, yeah, we bout to level up. Going up, yeah, that's where we getting stuck. Chicken and whiskey talk. It's a new groove, interviews and conversations that you can use.
What up, world? 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 It's your man, RobHollywood.
And your boy, J. Do the Groove.
And this is the newest product of the Chicken and Whiskey Network, which is called Chicken and Whiskey Talks, where we actually sit down and talk with several different type of guests, where we're gonna bring you different types of subjects and things that we feel may entice you or may help you and things like that, or however I should say that, but we'll figure that out later, because this is episode 1, the inaugural episode, as they say, and we have a special guest tonight. Tonight we'll be talking about relationships and things. We have a relationship coach, but I'm gonna let J. Do give you a brief intro of our host, and we'll say hello and all of that jazz. So
you been drinking already?
Of course, I got my drink, and then you will get to the opening shots too. But J. Do, go ahead and tell everybody who we got with us tonight, man. We appreciate you coming in tonight, man. Go ahead.
Man, what up, gang, man? It is my pleasure. It is my honor to introduce a fellow Southern Jag in the building tonight.
Oh, you snuck that in. I ain't know that.
Don't worry about it.
Oh, PWI over here, PWI over here.
Well, we got my man Terry Duran, man, author, relationship coach, podcaster. I mean, he does it all. He is the relationship guru in our world, so he definitely deserves to hit the seat first. And we gonna get into the shits, man. But a little bit about him, like I said already, author, relationship coach, podcaster, 17 years in the marriage game. He has the podcast, Hold to Husband podcast, that you definitely need to check out if you haven't checked it out as of yet. And he is also an author. He has a book out. It's Not That Complicated. So let's give a round of applause for Mr. Terry Deron.
What's going on, man? I appreciate the love, bro. Appreciate you having me.
Hey, man, J. Do, you did pretty good with the intro, man.
Hey, dog, man. Hey, I am something like a professional.
Hey, man. Yeah, man, we appreciate you coming in tonight, man, coming to talk to us and talk to our listeners, man. I know J. Do gave you a great intro. At least I feel like he did. I've never heard him talk that well ever. So he must have been practicing that. So yeah, man, if you want to tell us a little bit about yourself, that'll be a great way for us to start before we get into the shit.
All right, well, my name's Terry Duran. I'm 42 years old. I'm married, obviously. I have one child. I have a 11-year-old daughter. I'm pretty popular on social media. I started off as a meme maker, and then I transitioned into giving relationship advice. And I came, I have a pretty unique lane because I'm one of the people that don't pander to women. I focus on telling about the male experience and the male perspective in a brutally honest way. And I do it with the hopes that women being able to hear how real husband material men think and operate will allow them to figure out how those men, how to navigate when they're dating them, and the things to avoid to prevent themselves from either making one fall out of love or view her as somebody that he wouldn't want to date long term.
Oh, for sure. Let me get a round of applause for that. So as our normal listeners, or our day ones, as J. Do like to call them, this is an opportunity for y'all to hear from someone who is a professional, a certified relationship coach, other than us just shooting the shits. But we still gonna do what we do and say what we say the same way we do it on the podcast. And we're still gonna open up with an opening shot because that's what we do. J. Do, I'm over here drinking on. I'm about to take a shot of Uncle Nearest. I roll with Uncle Nearest. So I'm gonna take another shot of the I'm on the 1884, the white label bottle tonight. J. Do, what you got a shot
white
of?
White label, man. Yeah, I can't ever just let you let you pass over Uncle Nearest like that, man. Shout out to Uncle Nearest. Y'all know they part of the day ones, been supporting from day one. All that. If you ain't got you a bottle of Uncle Nearest at the house, go out there and get one. But tonight,
what you got over there, brother?
Special. We on the Russell Reserve. Bow in your face, man. A single barrel. This is 55%. So it's Kentucky straight bourbon. For all of you bourbon aficionados, this is from the same distillery as Buffalo Trace. This is their top shelf. So, man, y'all go out there and get it, try it.
What'd you say the name of that was?
If you like it.
What'd you say the name of that was?
This is Russell's Reserve.
Okay, it's the same people that do Buffalo Trace.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Hold up. Yeah, the cork smell like money.
Okay, for sure. Now, normally we have our what we'll do in the future. We'll make sure our guests are prepared for their shot. I know you drinking on an old daiquiri over there, Terry, but you know
I'm just doing a little daiquiri, man. I ain't got no bottle up here.
It's okay. Well, you can take your daiquiri shot or drink. But
Hey,
Jay do
most of husbands, they drink daiquiris.
no S. So let's do what we do about this time, and we'll kind of go from there. Jay, do go ahead and take us there while we go to these sponsors and pay some bills, my brother.
Man, and here we go. We go up to it,
down to it.
We do it
'cause we used to it.
Fuck those
who don't do it.
Don't do it.
Let's get fucked up.
Drink motherfucker, drink. Today's episode of Chicken and Whiskey Talks is brought to you by Wingstop, where they know you want that sauced and tossed Wingstop. If you're in the Arlington, Texas area, be sure to check out their new location on the corner of Pioneer and Cooper, behind Big Lots. Let them know you heard about them on the Chicken and Whiskey Talks. Alright, again, this is the Chicken and Whiskey Talks, brought to you by Chicken and Whiskey Network, also brought to you by Wingstop. They always taking care of us, as they always do. Today we are on the inaugural, very first episode of Chicken and Whiskey Talks, and today we'll be talking.
That's what inaugural means.
Yes, for y'all. There's no such thing as first annual. That's one of my big pet peeves, Terry. I cannot stand when people say first annual. There's no such thing as a first annual. Although this is more than once a year.
I'm just saying that if you say inaugural, you don't have to say first.
Did I say first inaugural? Did I say that?
First episode.
You know. All right, so let's get to our guest. Let's get to our guests. They hear from us enough already.
You so right.
So Terry, man, as the relationship coach, certified, 17 years of marriage. Author, podcaster, influencer, and everything that you do, man. We just want to throw out some questions to you and talk about relationships. The majority of our listeners are women. We appreciate y'all, fellas. You can still tune in, but we just want to throw some questions out there to you and let you talk about what you do, and just kind of give us some insight on some things. So it'll kind of be kind of rapid fire kind of things, but just kind of just topics that you normally discuss. Jay, do you want to get us started, or you want me to get us started?
Yeah, man, I'll get us started. Well, because marriage is a thing, and it's something that our illustrious host here, young RobHollywood, has just jumped into those waters. Congratulations to RobHollywood.
October, November. I'm almost 4 months. I'm almost 4 months now.
Yeah,
I'm in the game.
No, you still a newlywed, man. You went behind the ears, dog.
I feel.
But one of the things that we talk about, Terry, is that is marriage a business contract, or is it relational? And just along those lines, if you should look at marriage from a business standpoint, should that change the way we evaluate potential partners?
That's a lot. It's not necessarily a business transaction, but it's business-like because it's a contract. The government's involved to deal with finances. There are rules and things that you have to do. or follow, compliance, etc. So it's very similar to being in a business. But any relationship has fundamental, boundaries and rules in order for it to work smoothly. Whether that's a friendship relationship, a sexual relationship, or, a professional one. And so how you approach dating, there ain't no way to really prepare for divorce or prepare for how a divorce would impact you. So the way that my logic is set up, the better job you do vetting the person and making sure that y'all are compatible going in, the better your chances are of having a successful marriage. So I think that if people took that approach and actually evaluated their, potential spouses effectively, we'd see a lot different results in the relationships out here.
Okay, I agree with that. I think that's very valid. I would actually want to kind of get into, since we start off with marriage. I wanted to get your kind of opinion on marriage, because I think you recently talked about this on one of your shows. How do you feel about, I guess, when we as men and or women start preparing for marriage, as you just said? Do you think there's a timetable, or I think a better way of asking this is, how do you feel about women who feel like there's a timetable? Like, women may say, I need to be married by 33. Men may say, I need to be married when I'm happy and I'm ready for marriage and I'm ready to marry her. So what do you, does that kind of draw anything there?
Yeah, I think women that approach dating with that type of timeline in mind, I think they ultimately do themselves a disservice, because that desire to get the outcome that they want kind of disrupts the natural dating phase. So where most guys approach dating from a like, man, let's just see how shit go. You know what I mean? Like, and the more you enjoy it, the more frequently you gonna be around and hang out, etc. That's very different if you on the first date already trying to plot and scheme on how you gonna get a commitment. Like, then you ain't even took no time to actually do what dating's supposed to do, which is give you the time to evaluate somebody you got an interest in, to figure out if y'all even compatible enough to be boyfriend and girlfriend. I think a lot of people, skip past all that because they catch feelings, they start having sex or whatnot, and they end up trying to claim somebody that they're not actually compatible with.
Okay. No, that's definitely real talk. Like, but I think, just piggybacking off of what you said, like, I think men and women, number one, prioritize sex differently, and I think for the most part, and it kind of leads me to another question I had. In your opinion, can you tell, or in your experience, and I know plenty of people ask you different questions because I see them posting all of your stuff all the time, but and I think it's pretty well known, or hopefully it is, that sex can and sometimes is used as a tool. And so what leads me to the question is, can you tell the type of person you're dealing with how they use sex?
Not really, because when people get in that type of situation where sex is being used as a manipulation tool, it didn't start like that. That it usually starts with pound town on a regular basis, blowjobs in the car, all type of fly shit. It doesn't become, no, I'm cutting you off, or no, I'm punishing you, until you already then cut off your other hoes and made the decision that that's what you're trying to do. So that's hard to predict. You know what I mean? Like, unless you knew her while she did that to somebody else previously or something like that, or you see women in her circle that move like that, that could probably get, show you the writings on the wall or whatnot. But I think for the most part, the way most dating situations take off and blossom, most guys expect it to be like it was the first couple of months.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Where I can be like, you up? You know what I'm saying? Come through.
Yeah, what you doing? What
Come
you
through
doing?
with her bag. You know what I'm saying? Like with no argument or nothing. That it ain't like that once you actually in a relationship with a woman.
So I actually have a question behind that of what you just said. Do you think that, or do you think it should? Remember the 90-day rule? remember Steve Harvey said that? I think is that still relevant?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, that dumbass shit.
Well, the whole 90-day thing, like, well, women are the only ones that care about that type of stuff. Like, how long? What's the perfect time? Well, dudes have already decided you could get the dick before he ever walked up to you. So you the one that really gotta reconcile if you cool with it or how you gonna feel about it. He already made up his mind about that. And so what I tell women is most guys don't really care about how soon the sex happens. You can stop. You can wait too long and have them check the deuce or lose interest.
he out of there.
But the thing that most guys pay attention to is what type of connection was established before the sex. You know what I mean? Like, so if there was a period where y'all actually got to know together, and it could be one conversation, it could be one date, it could be one till 2 a.m. phone call.
Moment.
Yeah, like where you feel like y'all known each other for a long time, y'all done laughed, y'all done made inside jokes, y'all done did all that type of stuff. Well, if you establish a connection with somebody, then you can suck my dick whenever you feel like it. You know what I'm saying? And it's all good without judgment or whatever the case may be. So it's women assuming that having sex too soon is going to prevent them from getting the ultimate goal that we just talked about.
Okay, J-Dude, hold on. I might use this button all night. Okay. Wait, Jada. Let me ask another question. So, do you think that do you think a one night stand can become a full blown relationship and marriage?
Happens all the time. It happens all the time. A one night stand can easily turn into breakfast. Can turn into, hey, you know what? I got some tickets to the game Thursday. What you doing? Like, if you actually enjoying your experience with somebody, it almost always leads to a suggestion or some type of opportunity for y'all to link up again. Well, where you about to go? Oh, I got an appointment. I'm about to go get my hair cut, but around 3 o'clock, we can go get lunch, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you like somebody and you having fun and there's sex on the table, you can link up. As long as y'all both got transportation, y'all can make it happen.
Hey, and with Uber, we can all get around.
All get around.
Straight up. I mean, because that's how you know when things are getting serious. When you start coordinating with a woman on a regular basis, like y'all eating it, you know what places she don't like dinner, so you don't even suggest them. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that, where you be like, damn, that's her favorite spot. That's why I don't even really like it that much. I'm eating here. You know what I'm saying? Like, so those are the kind of signs that you can tell when she gonna start learning your lingo and start, knowing your friends' situations and all that type of stuff. That's what a healthy relationship looks like. But unfortunately, a lot of women will sabotage it because they'll feel like it's not moving fast enough, or, oh, you should have made me a girl by now, oh, you should have did this by then, and they'll ruin a situation that could be right on the GPS towards committed relationship. They just hit in,
and they hit you with that "what are we" question, "what we doing" question, and just throw it all the way off track.
I mean, yeah, every dude done got hit with that, and so that's why guys try to give disclaimers, though. You don't catch feelings, and let's see where things go, and let's play it by ear. Like, the only reason dudes have to say that stuff is to try to help women manage their expectations. Because, I'm from the 90s where I grew, it's a bunch of women that assume if you smash that y'all boyfriend and girlfriend, or that you just automatically better not be messing with nobody else. And so it's crazy to believe that, but it's true. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of women place unspoken expectations on sex, and they don't discuss that stuff until you've been smashing her for some months already.
Right. Nah, I'm glad you said that. There was a lot of things that you said that I was ready to jump in. Because you hit so many good points. But the one that I think I want women to hear is that, like, don't ruin a good thing with uncommunicated expectations. I think all of us guys have experienced that situation where you're really good in the mix, and you like how you said it. And I think this is something that ladies always want to ask and always want to know is, how do I know when it's real? Man, sit your ass down, shut the fuck up, and just take the ride. Just take the ride. Like, don't keep asking me, are we there yet? Like, enjoy this fucking ride.
When they're doing that, they're not doing what they should be doing. Like if you focus on trying to make sure something happens, you're not paying attention to, are we actually compatible? Like, yeah, you can be physically attracted to somebody, or you can have a vibe with somebody, but that's not the same thing as actually establishing and maintaining a healthy relationship. Like how they pay their bills, how responsible are they?
Man, come on with it.
Like it's stuff that you have to be evaluating if you date something. Like if I'm single and I'm dating a woman, I expect you to have to cancel on me because of some responsibility or something important. Hey, you know what? I told my sister I was going to help her decorate for this, or I'm
not always available.
Do this. I stand up to I stick to my word. You know what I mean? Like, I'm reliable. My people can count on me. Like, those are the type of things that husband material men communicate, and you communicate it just by a chick seeing how you move. Like, you ain't gotta go out of the way and be like, "Hey, I'm husband material." You know what I'm saying? Like, she can just tell by talking to you on Monday. She can, well, oh man, this and that. I closed the deal. I made the bag. So you could be telling her just by a couple of days in a row, and you can tell the difference between a dude that you can build a life with and a dude that you can just kick it with short term.
Okay. I want to ask you something that I said on the podcast a while ago. J-Do, you know where I'm going with this one.
Yes, sir.
I had a quote I said. I think it's pretty damn good, but as you as a professional, you might correct me if I'm wrong. Okay? Correct me if I'm wrong.
All right.
Hear me out. I'm going to hear both parts of it. Men marry who they want. Women marry who they can. What's your thoughts on that?
I guess there's some truth to that, simply based off in America at least, the tradition is most guys propose to women. Mm-hmm. And so guys are the ones that are shopping for girlfriends and wives. Most women they don't like rejection, so they prefer the situation where they just get to sit back and choose from the dudes that shoot they shot at them. So in a sense, what you're saying is true. Most women ain't gonna propose to a dude, and so they can only propose to the dudes that have shot they shot, got a date, continue to date her, etc. And so that does significantly limit their ability to reach their goal.
Okay, that's kind of how I took it. That's kind of how I said it.
But I will say I don't think most guys can marry who they want either. Most guys, I'm learning now, are not that successful with women. The percentage of guys that are really successful without having to lie and deceive women, etc., is kind of small. That's why they fucking sign multiple chicks and doing all this type of stuff. Most women only like a small percentage of dudes. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And so there are a bunch of guys that struggle with women that have to pay for. That's why you got sugar daddies and dudes that just be like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna pay for a chick to hang out with me. I'm gonna pay for her to go to the shows, to the restaurant, so I can look like I'm gonna pay for the section for her and all her friends just so I can look like I'm lit."
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, that's kind of the society you live in, where you could have a broke dude that ain't even got money to buy no drink, that she'll gonna leave and go to his crib. Yeah, you know what I'm saying, or let him come through. So it just, all dudes can't marry who they want. A lot of guys have to settle for, what they can. So
as you say that, do you think? Let me ask you this: do you think men settle more or women settle more?
Well, the word settle means to reach an agreement on something. So everybody settles. Anytime you have to merge your life or build something with somebody else, you have to settle to a degree. everybody's giving up something for the better sake of the family or the marriage. So I think the word settle gets a bad rap. You know what I'm saying? Like, I work in insurance. A settlement means, hey, I'm happy, you straight, bet, let's get over with.
Yeah.
Settlement means agreement. You know what I mean? Like, so to say that I'm not gonna settle, that means that you have a selfish mentality. Like, and that's never gonna work. If you a parent, you ain't gonna never be able to always do what you want to do. You know, and so one of the things that separates the quality husbands and wives from the bad ones is they understand the difference between needs and wants. They understand how to prioritize. They understand that they got to sacrifice for the better goal of the family, etc. And so the word settle, it gets misused or it gets this bad rep. But if you can come up to a solid agreement that both people are happy with and can rock with, that's how you get 10, 20, 30 years of marriage.
Man, that boy good.
That boy good. Let me do applause again.
See, that's why we needed you on the show, so you can set us straight, because we'll be on this thing, man.
Giving bad advice. We'll be giving bad advice.
Yeah, it gets tossed around, man. But that's the problem.
That's real, dog.
It's a cliche that don't make sense. Like if somebody suing Nike or something, and they say I want 10 million, and Nike come back and say we can settle for 6.5.
I settle. You right?
Are they gonna be? Oh, I hate Nike. Hell no! They finna go get customized everything. Like,
everything.
Settling means y'all reached an agreement that y'all both cool with. Now you can like end up in a situationship or a type of situation where you're not really happy with it. You just lied and pretended to be cool with it.
Wait, Terry, hold on. Did you just hit the gang with the situationship? Everyone hit him with the situationship. Is that anywhere like an entanglement?
Entanglement. Well, the Jada situation, I think that's more your spouse know you free to do other stuff with other people. I think that's more the entanglement. But the situationship is more a situation where one person in the situation wanted to be a committed relationship, and so there's pressure, or you have to constantly remind them, hey, we just friends with benefits. I'm single. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you find yourself having to constantly remind somebody and stuff like that, that's usually what you're in.
Hey, I'm glad you brought that, because that segue perfectly into where I wanted to go. In your experience with everybody you talk to and the different situations you hear about and you talk about, should monogamy still be the moral standard of a relationship?
Man, it's not natural and it's very difficult to do.
So that's a no.
I don't think it's. Let me say it's not realistic to expect us to be 100% faithful forever. It takes, especially from a male perspective, it takes a lot of effort, especially if you're a dude that has had success with women. So you gotta consciously not do the stuff you used to do, not say the flirtatious line that you was gonna say that, or you would have said, like. Because the thing is, even when you get married, if you've been having success with women since teenage years, 20s, etc., you can still recognize when a chick want to fuck you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can still tell when a chick is flirting with you. Like, and so the only thing that changed is you got more to lose, and so you think about it and move differently. You know what I mean? Like, you just look and flirt and think, but you don't act. So but man, that's hard to do. Like, you could be drunk, you could be blowing, getting high, your dick get hard, and now you making a bad decision. You know what I'm saying? Like, that happens all the time. Like, so learning to control
allegedly
and stuff. It's like, hey, man, the situations that guys are in where they make the worst decisions it's usually music, women, liquor, and drugs involved.
Absolutely. Man, you preaching tonight. Let me tell you that you preaching. I got so many questions I want to ask behind that, because you said so many phrases that I want to go back to. Let's talk. Let's go back to the beginning. Let's go back to initially dating. You said the word flirting. Do women? I don't think they have to. Do women have to flirt as much as men, or do they need to know how to flirt?
They don't have to. The more attractive a woman is, she's just gonna get attention and guys coming to her regardless. But the women that want to be married to the type of dude that's on his shit should, because I say that because I just said, like, okay, so if you dealing with a dude, even a dude that's even slightly successful, he has multiple options, and so he's trying to figure out what's the best one to choose if he's gonna get a girlfriend or be kicking it with somebody seriously. And one of the best ways to do that, or to get a dude to be confident enough, is to smile and flirt. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's all. But that's my thing. That's my thing. All they gotta do is smile. They don't have to like flirt. Like, if a guy is sitting at a bar, we gotta send you a drink. A girl is sitting at a bar, all you gotta do is smile at me, and you gonna get your drink. You see what I'm saying? Like, you don't really have to flirt with me, or just, be looking at me. Like, nah, just look at me like one time, and I'm gonna send you that drink.
But the ones that do will have a massive success, because most guys don't usually get that.
Yeah.
Guys don't get compliments on a regular basis. So if you was going to the bar and you reached for this, and said, "Oh, you smell good," she done made your day. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
what you drinking? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just something like that women get on a regular basis. The guys don't. And so a woman talking to a guy, that automatically, a dude that could have been nervous or scared to talk to her, that helps.
Yeah.
Like, every dude don't got swag through the roof. Every dude don't got confidence like that. But that don't mean he ain't husband material. That don't mean he ain't good enough, or he can't get better at it. Like, so these are the type of things, but that could get you curved. Being nervous in front of the chick you really like, you could blow it. You know what I mean? Like, so dating is a real finicky situation. You know what I'm saying?
Like
It's a minefield.
I think that, like, when I was in the streets, I think that was so cool to have a chick. Hey, where did the shot come from? Oh, that girl across the bar bought it for you. Like, oh damn, she bought me a drink. I felt kind of a little special, you know what I'm saying?
You gonna be cheesing?
I'm cheesing that motherfucker. Okay, you know what I'm saying? I'm on my shit tonight. But yeah, I think that's a good point. Like you said, is that women, it's different for them with how they need to flirt, or to know how. Like, it don't take as much for them to flirt as it takes for us to flirt. We gotta buy you a drink. We gotta look at you a couple times. All it take for a guy is, hey man, let's make some eye contact, and let's both smile, and I got you at that point. You know what I'm saying?
Be strategic with it. Man, a lot of guys don't pay that much attention. You know, that's one of the things I've learned with my platform too. Like damn, man, I was really obsessed with fucking hoes. Like, I thought everybody was on 10. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, my partners was. But everybody's not like that. Like, I thought everybody was running trains and everybody was having orgies with their roommates and partners and shit, but it's not really like that. So, my mentality and my approach to dating, like, I was like hyper, what the average guy is doing. And so, man, that type of lifestyle, it can be addictive, you know what I'm saying? And like I was saying earlier, if you don't consciously train yourself to not move like that, you gonna lose a lot of women that you might want to be with long term.
Man, I'm glad you again, man. You going down my list right now.
We sound like politicians. We're glad you said that.
But it's real, because the things that you talk about, and it's part of the reason why we wanted to bring you on the show, is because the things that you're talking about, I think people are afraid of. You know, all of us feel it in some kind of way, but everybody isn't always capable of articulating, what's actually happening in what we see as a minefield of dating. And I think it is amplified and magnified in the African American community because we've had so many years of bros before hoes. I didn't grow up like that. Nah, I was trying to get the bitch. But you mentioned something a second ago, about being in your college days and shit. I'm the Q's, you the noobs. We already know how.
Man, Jason done snuck everybody in on the show tonight. Like, hold on, Southern, the noobs. Like, hold on, man.
But here's where I was going with that is, do you think that everybody needs to have a hoe phase?
Oh, good question.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I see. Even though I have a lot of knowledge when it comes to stuff like that, I can't really say because now I realize I got super lucky. Like my only adult relationship is with my wife. You know what I mean? Like so, I don't have no failures. I don't know what can steer you wrong. Like to me, it seemed like very easy to evaluate women, especially in an environment like Southern, where it's a plethora of women, and you can evaluate them over a long period of time. To me, that's the best way to prepare yourself to for success. But having a whole phase, it impacts people differently. I was a hoe, but I was a nerd, and I was very careful, right? So I did things to decrease the chance I would be a single dad or a teenage dad, etc. I ate more pussy than I didn't take every opportunity to smash. You know what I'm saying? Like I would do things like that to consciously just decrease the chances.
That sound like wouldn't. Sound like a noob.
Some guys wouldn't, right? Like so stuff like that where I'm adamant about. I want to raise my kid in a household with me. I want my kid to see me growing up with a mother. I want to get married once. Like those were values and things that me and my wife kind of talked about on like one of our first dates. How our perspectives on our ultimate goal. Like, man, I'm getting married once and that's it. You know what I mean? Like, and that's a core fundamental idea that it takes to actually make it this long, because any couple that's been together for decades, there's been something that happened that one of them could have left over. You know what I mean? Like you could bet on that. But it's that desire and that ability to forgive, to move past things, and to reconcile or work through conflicts in a way that's respectable on both sides. And going back to the word we was talking about earlier, you come to a settlement on something. And that way it's not an issue no more. You know what I mean? Because since we come from different perspectives, the expectations that a woman may have of you could be based off her granddaddy or some shit, and you don't even know shit about her granddaddy. But you don't give her an allowance like he used to give. Every Sunday morning he would put a $50 bill. My grandma's this, and he didn't even have to ask. And how the fuck was you supposed to know that? You know what I'm saying? Like, but it be stuff like that where she'll be like, "You ain't shit because you ain't like her grandpa." Well, your grandpa might have had 3 other families. Like their perspective be so limited that they make major life decisions on a very small amount of information or a very small perspective.
That's beautifully said. Beautifully said. I think that I kind of want to piggyback on that and say and ask, do you feel that I guess with the whole phase that we just said, do you feel like men, because we grow up differently than women grow up. We sitting in the barbershop, you gotta get you some pussy, you gotta get you some women, you gotta, you get to a certain age, at first you think it's, well, I was like, I gotta eat some pussy. Like, nah, I ain't about to eat no pussy. But then eventually I was like, okay, I see what you did there, But do you feel that, do you think that like men, because we grow in through the whole phase, but I think women get into the whole phase later.
I don't think the whole phase is what most women want.
Yeah.
Most girls that kind of get into the whole phase, get into it either because like household or they upbringing was dysfunctional.
There we go.
And they saw women using sex for gain, and saw women getting put clothes for fucking a dude, and talking about how she gonna fuck this dude to get her bills paid. Like
there we
in
go.
that type of environment, then her perspective on being a hoe is she's gonna be looking at it from a city girl perspective. Fuck these niggas. He gonna pay my nails. I'm gonna get this nigga to do.
I'm gonna get flued out.
Yeah, like so her perspective of men is gonna be different. Whereas if she saw a healthy relationship and a family working together to provide for their kids, it would be different. So how guys just want to be hoes because that's something that comes natural to little boys. You don't have to teach little boys to like the cute girls in the class and try to hunch and do all that type of stuff. It comes natural for little boys. And so in America, if you're a successful man, that comes with having hoes. You know what I mean? Like that's the image of success in America, and that's what comes with any level of popularity or success.
Yeah.
So it kind of becomes synonymous because the skills that it takes to have hoes are the same skills that make you a good businessman or an entrepreneur, etc. Time management, you know what I'm saying? Marketing, you know, like consumer evaluation, demographic studies,
supply and demand, SWOT analysis.
Yeah, you don't realize it when you're just in the field dating, but yeah, it's a lot of skill that goes in from the male perspective. It's a lot of skill to date and be successful at it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that is a great point. Just for the gang, man, like we said at the beginning of the show, man, we gonna continue to do this thing, and we gonna continue to treat this thing like the chicken and whiskey original, like we always do. Next time, because this can't be the last time you come on. Now you done dropped too many gems. Now, hey,
I had one more question though, J. Dude. Let's not end it quite yet.
Hey, that's where we going. Hey, but before we get to your one more question, I want to take a final shot. All right, I want to take a final shot, and when we take our final shot needs to go along with your last question.
Okay, I'm fine with that. Let me pour my shot.
I got one shot left.
Okay.
There you go. There you go.
So I don't, as I pour the shot, I just want to ask your opinion on this, man. And again, we thank you for coming on tonight. Because of all of our listeners, this is just something I wanted to bring up because I feel like it's very important. What do you think about relationships or situationships or future marriages and just building your relationships when it comes to kids? I don't have kids, so this is a good situation. I don't have kids. My wife doesn't have kids. When we got married, we didn't have kids. J-Do had kids. His wife had a kid. So how do you think kids come into play? And like when it comes to finding a spouse or just dating someone, is that something that should be not, I mean, of course it should be discussed, but like I just want to tie in kids in what we talking about. Does that make sense?
Okay, well, that comes up a lot. Single parents talk about dating or whatnot, and so a lot of them struggle with when to introduce their kids, stuff like that. Co-parenting drama, jealousy with the ex, you know, all type of stuff that can come up with somebody that has a connection and a tie up to an ex. But the issue with that is you have to figure out how somebody feels about family and children very early on. Mm-hmm. And you can tell by just being around them. How are they when their nephew come around? Are they tickling them and playing with them and count to 10 and here's $1? Like, are they showing love and doing that, or are they get off me? Like,
or they always available and they got a kid? Like, where's your child?
Yeah, like if you talking to a chick that you know got a kid and she ain't got nothing to do. I gotta go get this outfit. It's Halloween. I gotta go to a costume. Like, being a mother is a very, very full-time thing. Like, and so if you're dealing with a woman that's a good mom, her life is centered around that. And so, yeah, you should be able to tell that. Like you can tell just by looking at her story. Like, damn, you was out Monday night, Wednesday night, Thursday. Like,
Where your
that should
kid
be.
at?
Yeah, but some dudes wouldn't care. Some dudes would date her anyway and go raw anyway and end up in that type of situation where now she's raising your kid.
And let me go ahead. My bad. What about from a woman's point of view?
That same thing. Like you need to see how a guy feels about responsibility, about fatherhood. Like you have pages like mine where you can discuss posts and issues and topics. Like there's no excuse for you to be dating a dude for several years and then you act like you didn't know that he wasn't responsible and how he felt about changing diapers and raising kids.
Man,
there's no excuse for that. You know what I'm saying? Just like a dude, that's no different than a dude you've been dating a chick for 10 months and you didn't know she couldn't cook nothing. You didn't know couldn't tell that she didn't clean up by looking at her apartment every time you went over there. Like it's stuff like that where people will just ignore stuff like that. When that's the most important stuff. If we're gonna be in the same house and we're gonna be building a family, how you handle children and the chores that come with running the household matter. Like so, those are the type of things that are very crucial, but get overlooked in a sex and fun.
Hey man, shit, I'll drink to that.
Right.
Nah, that man, that. Like I said, this definitely will not be the last time that we do this. But with that being said, and I know we geared a lot of things to women and getting women to kind of understand how the male mind works. I want to do something for my fellas, man. With my closing shot question, what are some of the qualities? In your experience, what are some of those kind of qualities that you've seen common among women that have had those healthy relationships? So things that guys should look for.
A woman that holds herself accountable, that can take ownership, take ownership when she mess up or do something wrong and then show effort into correcting or fixing it. Like that's the part. Like, yeah, it's a bunch of people that can be like, my bad, but if you ain't doing nothing to correct the problem or prevent the problem from happening, that gets old after a while. I would say how a woman feels about her presentation and how she presents herself to the public. Like that's crucial to most guys. Because your woman, if she's gonna have your last name and be raising your kids, then she's ultimately a reflection of you. The same way that the lifestyle y'all live is a reflection of you. If y'all living fly and riding foreign and looking, you know what I'm saying, like $1 million, people gonna be like, man, she got a good husband, he's a good dad. But if y'all struggling and asking for GoFundMe's and donations, you're gonna be judged a whole lot differently. So that's what guys should be looking at, for those type of women. And then how does she handle disagreements? Like, does she get petty? Does she shut up? I don't want to talk. I don't, like, is it somebody that you could be able to talk through a serious problem with? Like, if you really having a problem with something she's doing, her spending, her just something serious, can you talk to her about it without it being some disrespectful, petty contest? Or is it going to be, let's work towards a solution? Like, those are the type of things that I would recommend, guys. I ain't going to say create situations to test her, but those are the type of things you should be evaluating at all times.
Okay.
Hey, that's good advice for all of my ladies that's listening right now, man. Stay in the relationship till all of those situations happen. Don't ask that man where y'all at in the relationship until every single one of them things happen. Then you got my permission to ask that man where y'all at in the relationship, man. But
hey, man, so
I'm gonna drink my shot to what you just
said. So
let's shut your ass up and ride.
Let's do this. Let's do what we do on the podcast, and let's do this, Terry. We normally do like a phrase, like like a bodega lights. We think we started because we roll with Jesus and Miro. Those are our guys. So they had the bodega lights
boy.
with a phrase over their head. So I'm gonna give y'all mine, and it's based off of today's show and the best message I got off of today's show that I would share on my bodega light, and then we'll go across the board, and then we'll take our final shots. My bodega lights would say, because I appreciate you for tuning in tonight. I mean, for joining us tonight and giving us a message. And I feel like my message would be directly from what you said. It would say, don't settle, but settle. But you have to understand what settling means. It's an agreement. So don't settle, but settle. It takes an agreement to settle. To sit down and to actually say, you know what, I'm gonna take this settlement check or whatever it may be, relationship. You know what, I'm gonna settle with this. But I'm not gonna settle without a communication, without what are we talk or what is the situation. So my bodega lights would say, don't settle, but settle. And that's my closing shot. J Dude, I'm gonna hold my shot so we can take them together.
All right, bet. All right, so my bodega lights up in the rafters. I have so many things from the night, man. It's been so good. I'm excited, dog. I wish. Look, man. I just want to be respectful of your time. I wish we could go for another 2 hours, but my bodega lights tonight will have to be, man. Shit, straight from the horse's mouth. Monogamy is not natural, bitches. And I'm done. That's it. Monogamy ain't natural.
And give us yours, give us yours, man. Give us yours, man.
Man,
out of all of your messages you gave tonight, what's the one last message you would put in some lights to give our viewers?
I would say women, the only person that can improve your dating experiences is you. I think most of the problems that women have with men can be fixed or resolved if they really learn how men think and operate, and if they make some changes to the way that they approach dating and sex.
Hey, damn! See, dog,
that's why you here. Cause we be bullshitting. Right we started getting tipsy. We bullshitting.
Hey, dog, but I definitely appreciate you spending some time with us. But before we go, I want to give you the opportunity to plug what you got to plug, man. Tell everybody how to reach you, how to see you, how to get more of these gems that you just dropped tonight.
All right. Well, you can get my content, my books, my everything that I have going on at terryduran.com. On social media, I'm on Instagram, and I just started a TikTok where I'm leaving messages and trying to learn how to operate TikTok. So you can catch me on social media at Terry Duran. I just released my first audio book of my book. It's Not That Complicated: How Real Men Feel About Sex, Love, and Relationships. The one thing that I would strongly recommend all the females that are serious about improving their dating, I have a dating guide available on my website, and it's available for $1.50. You download it to your phone, and it basically walks you through the dating process, and it gives you tools to be able to evaluate the person you're dating so that you can take your feelings and turn it into data and make some better dating decisions. And that's available at terryduran.com.
And the podcast too. The podcast too.
Yeah.
The podcast. How did I even get about my podcast, the Hold a Husband podcast, is available on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, anywhere that you get your podcast. It's a video podcast, so type in Hold a Husband podcast and subscribe. It's definitely worth a view.
There you go, man. Well, I'm going to let young RobHollywood do what you do, man. Do your host thing, because, man, I got to go write some of this stuff down before I forget.
Well, man, we appreciate everybody tuning in, man, on YouTube. This is the only place you're going to get this. You got to come on here and watch us if you want this. None of that listening. So come on here and watch this. We appreciate you coming in tonight, Terry, man. We're going to get us a part 2. and 3 and 4. Like, you gonna be the little relationship guru. So
to reach, man.
for sure. We appreciate you coming, man. So I got my shot poured. J Dude got your shot. You got your daiquiri.
Yes,
Next
sir.
time we're gonna make sure you got a shot prepared, even if we need to send it by Grizzly or one of these apps or whatever. Don't worry about that Saints thing. But you know, as the only PWI representative, and J Dude snuck you on from the HBCU stuff. And he snuck a Noop on, but I ain't got no problem with that, man. But yeah, let's do it, J Dude. Take us out of here, man.
Hey man, this is how we do, T, man. Welcome to the family. Welcome to the Chicken and Whiskey Gang, man. We end every show like this, man. God is love,
And love is God.
and we out this bitch.
We out.
Okay, first it was the Chicken and Whiskey Podcast. Yeah. Now it's the Chicken and Whiskey Network. We got the podcast, interviews, and right conversations. Talking about how we grow your net worth. We still got chicken and whiskey up in the cup. Getting down to business, yeah, we about to tear it up. Going to a higher level, yeah, we about to level up. Going up, yeah, that's where we getting stuck. Chicken and Whiskey Talk. It's a new groove, interviews and conversations that you can use. Contact us if you wanna be interviewed. Let's do some work, we ready to light the fuse. It's the Chicken and Whiskey Network, what's your worth? You tuned in to the best place on earth. Podcast, interviews, the right topics. Once we get going, you know we can't stop it.